Good afternoon. It is the sunny side of your number one station for Talk 92.3 Nigeria Info FM. How do you do? Happy New Month! I promised you yesterday, right, that by this time we would be in a new month. And yes, it did come to pass. Happy New Month. Welcome to the tear rubber month of August. August is the 8th month. By next month, we'll enter the Ember months. And then before you know it, we're done with the year 2023. I look forward to a lot of things. In fact, I came into this month with expectations. Expectations centered around betterments. All round betterment, in all ramifications. Betterment in every way you can possibly think of, for the nation, for my home, for my community, for my state, for my environment, my job, my career, everything. And I'm sure most of you are looking forward to that as well. And we also pray that it indeed comes to
keeping up with political issues and developments around you only on Nigeria Info.
Dennis Waller, and from now up until 3 p.m. as always, you and I will share this space together. We need to go on a commercial break. When we come back, the show continues. To stay tuned to us. What are we talking about in this hour? We're talking relevance. Of course, it's being studied in our Nigerian universities. My question is, do you think some courses of study in our universities have outlived their relevance in our society? Now, that conversation will take us up until 1. Then we'll go on a news break for trending stories. After the news break, we have a recorded program, and thereafter it will be time for his story. But we'll be back in the final hour to talk about believability in dreams and their interpretations. Do you remember the Joseph in the Bible, the one we call Joseph the Dreamer? And for anyone who tends to dream these days, they like to refer to the person as Joseph the Dreamer. Well, he had good dreams, but people experience being chased by monsters and several other things, flying in the air, eating in the dream, and all that and all that. So do you believe in dreams and their interpretations, and you look forward to their manifestations as well? That will be the final conversation on the sunny side today. So do keep your dial locked on 92.3 Nigerian. For 3 o'clock, it will be time for Rivers Today, and thereafter, Hard Facts with Kaladakuru Batubo. So let's dive right into the conversation, shall we? In practical terms, sometimes the decision to study a particular course in the university is either hinged on one's love for the course or the practicality of its usefulness to society. Now, there is another reason, and that is what the university gave me. After writing jams several times, I had no option. I was tired of staying at home. I actually went in to read medicine, but I was offered physiology. I was offered human kinetics. Or I was offered microbiology instead, what some of us call small biology. Or I was offered something different. I went in to study journalism, and instead I was offered educational management. I was offered English studies. and I didn't have a choice. So I decided to accept it as opposed to staying at home. So there is the passion or the love for the cause. There is the practicality of its usefulness to society. And there is the societal factor, what they gave me. I vividly remember people's reactions to some people's responses when asked what they studied in school or what they are studying in school. Oh, what do you study in school? Oh, I'm studying music. And the person say, music? Yeah, music. The next question becomes, where does this one want to work now? So if you study music, okay, fine. If you study music now, what are the job opportunities available to a graduate of music studies or music and art or whatever it is? What did you study? I'm studying fine art. I studied fine art. Fine art. To carry pencil and be painting up and down. Yes. And some courses, we look at them as funny. You've been there. I've been there. When I decided to go into journalism, I have had a number of persons ask me the question. So as one who is studying mass communication, as one who is studying linguistics and communication studies in the university, when you graduate, what are the job opportunities available in Nigeria for you? So, okay, so I can either be a PR expert, or I can choose to be a broadcast journalist, that's a presenter, or I could be a reporter, or I could be an editor, or I could be this, or I could be a diction and phonetician coach, or I could do this, or I could lecture, or I could do this and that and this and that and that and this. Ladies and gentlemen, come, sit. How many graduates do our tertiary institutions churn out every year? And there's still that plague of unemployment on this nation. So you see someone, I've been here for how many years now? 5 years plus. I've been in the profession for well over 8 years. And there are people that will graduate this year and they want to come into this same profession. There are people that will graduate next year and it's the same thing for them. There are people that will graduate or have graduated years before now but have not found the opportunity to practice what they studied. So you find them as entrepreneurs, creative directors, CEOs, business owners, because man must survive. So while I have a lot of my colleagues or a lot of people from my set who have ventured into several other areas. Some are doing fashion and doing very well in fashion. Some are into, comedy and doing very well in comedy. Some are into several other things other than journalism, as it were. This is the reality in Nigeria. And I'm sure this may be the reality of you listening to me. Now, there is a bigger problem. With AI, artificial intelligence being embraced in other climes as the next big thing. My profession, in fact, I think it was my PM that dropped it on the group chat one of these days about how AI news anchors are the future of South Asian TV broadcasting. So in place of a Denise, there are humanoids that have been programmed with artificial intelligence to speak multiple languages, to present like I'm presenting here on radio. And if that comes to Nigeria, what will be our faith as journalists? What am I trying to say in essence? The long and short of everything I've said from the beginning of my speech up until now is, in our society today, it seems, or it has become of utmost importance that whatever it is you decide to do should some way, somehow be relevant to the development of society. So, on one hand, you're doing it to earn a living, to be able to provide for your basic needs. However, if it is still not relevant to society, the chances are that in no distant time, there will be no space for you. Hence the question I am asking. Go to the University of Port Harcourt today. Different departments, different courses of studies. Go to River State University at Ikwere Road. Is it Ikwere Road, mile 4? Mile 3? Oraworoko, that area. Good. Different faculties, different courses of study. At Rumala there is it Captain Elechi Amadi Polytechnic. Go all the way down to Iwafe area and you will find the Ignatius Ojuri University of Education. Take a trip all the way down to Bori and you will find Kent Saro-Wiwa Polytechnic. Now you live River State. I'm not even talking about the private universities. Go to every state of the federations, institutions, tertiary institutions, offering different courses of studies. And I'm asking, do you think that some courses of study in our universities have outlived their relevance in our society? And we should be thinking deeper. And if you know some of these causes, maybe you should tell us. Let's talk. 0817 923 0002, 0817 923 0003, 0817 923 0007, and the female caller line is 0817 923 0009. A call screener is on standby to take your calls, and when they do, they'll pass you on to me in the studio. Remember to turn down the volume of your radio set as you call. Now, if you can't get through to us via any of the phone numbers I have wheeled out, do remember that you can always send us a WhatsApp or a Telegram message. The WhatsApp and Telegram number is 0809 0306416, 0809 0306416. I am live on Facebook. Our Facebook page is Nigeria Info 92.3 PH. Nigeria Info 92.3 PH. Go there, watch me live and be a part of the conversation. On Twitter, it is at Nigeria Info PH. Go there, read through the post and drop your comments or tweet your response at us. On Telegram and on Instagram, I beg your pardon, and on Threads, it is at Nigeria Info FM _PH. Instagram and Threads at Nigeria Info FM _PH. Now, when the digital team did a pre-sale of this conversation, I did see some comments, and I am going to read them right away as I start taking your responses in just a few seconds, please. All right. So I have this message from, let me start from the beginning so I don't miss out on anyone. Odogu says, it's all about who you know and who knows you. Courses studied in our universities don't count. I don't see medical students for betting shop as a cashier. Interesting. Okon Nandi says, in Nigeria, your course of study does not provide work for you. It all depends on who you know. And that's why you see an engineer working in a bank. I want to take a pause to recount an incident I experienced in my secondary school. We had gone on an excursion to one of the banks, and the manager of that particular branch came to address the students. And she mentioned that the bank created opportunities for every graduate, qualified graduate in the society, no matter your field of study. And she said, look at me today. What did I even study in the university? I did biology. But here I am managing a financial institution, a branch of a financial institution. And I was one of those students who thought deeply, and I laughed. I'm like, what business? What is the relation between ones and zeros to biology? I mean, why is this person here? And then the conclusion I made in my head was, you know what? For you to, study sciences, you must be good in things like mathematics. So, it made a lot of sense. If you're good with the numbers, then you can work in a financial institution. And before I could finish drawing up the conclusion in my head, she said, in this bank, we have people that did And she started making, and listing causes. We have people that did fine arts working here in the bank. We have people that did this working here. We have people that studied theater art in the university working here in the bank. So what I'm trying to say is, go take your studies seriously, and in all this time, who knows, maybe you will be one of our employees. You will come join the workforce here. I'm tempted to mention the name of the bank, but that is the reality. And now, as an adult, I discovered that branch, she was a lady, by the way, that branch manager did not tell a lie. Now, one may not rule out the possibility that after studying biology first degree, maybe the person went to study further, did an MBA in this, got a master's in this, got a doctorate in this and that, and then, specialized and said, oh, I have a colleague who, I think what she studied initially in her undergraduate days was, what did she study again? I think she mentioned computer science. And then she did her master's in mass communication. And today she's a doctor. Today she's a doctor. My colleague on Cool FM, Dr. Isa, by the way, it's not a strange name to some of you, but that is what it is. I'll go back to your messages. This one is from Amadi Secondus Zebulon, and it says, yes, so many causes of study are no longer relevant in the society, but some countries like Nigeria just go to school and come back. That's all. Richard Ekanem says, if causes were relevant in Nigeria, the quality and number of politicians in Nigeria will reduce. Some scholars adopt psychopathic character due to inability to access their supposed career. 0817-923-0002 is the number to call. 0817-923-0002. 0817-923-0007 and 0817-923-0009. WhatsApp and Telegram number remains 0809 030 6416 0809 030 6416. I look forward to hearing from you. Keep the calls coming.
It's natural to have different ideologies. We tend to see things from different perspectives. So, share your views.
Working. Let me assume that you're experiencing some form of difficulty getting through to us via the phone lines. There is the option of your WhatsApp and Telegram messages, or you could just head on to Facebook. Yes, you can head on to Facebook and then drop your comments in the comment section on Facebook, and I would gladly read them. If Facebook doesn't work for you, there is Twitter at Nigeria Info PH, and of course there is Instagram and Threads at Nigeria Info FM _PH. I see a message on Telegram. This one is from Mr. Casey, but my screen is freezing, so I'll just go ahead and take this call. Nigeria Info, good afternoon and welcome. Go ahead.
Finish. Happy New Month.
Happy New Month to you. Go ahead.
Yeah. So what are you saying that professionalism doesn't make sense anymore?
That's not what I said. I asked the question and you're supposed to answer the question I asked. Do you think some courses of study in our universities have outlived their relevance in our society? And if they are, can you remember any of those causes?
I couldn't remember. But what I'm saying is that you are telling us a story that when you were in school, that some people who read another thing are impacting.
Okay, first of all, what is your name and how long have you been listening to this conversation?
Ibe, calling from GRA.
Okay, Ibe, how long have you been listening to this conversation?
No, I heard you the time when you were telling us the story about your.
It was at that point you started listening to the conversation.
Yes.
Okay, so I get where the problem is coming from. So Ibe, if you will hang on for some minutes, I'll try to tell you what the conversation is about. We're talking relevance of courses being studied in our universities. And when I shared that story, I shared the story in response to someone's comment on Facebook. I think I'm trying to remember which comment was. The person made instance of how someone who studied medicine was a cashier in a betting shop. And I said, yes, it's okay. So he's gone. We lost the call with him. So I was only reacting. My sharing of that story was in reaction to that person's comment on Facebook. Now, if you're just joining us, I started off by saying that in practical terms, sometimes the decision to study a particular course in the university is either hindered on one's love for the course or the practicality of its usefulness to society. Its usefulness is what will bring about profit if you eventually decide to specialize in that course of study. And then there is the Nigerian factor. The Nigerian factor being that people are mostly taking advantage of the opportunities available to them. And it may not be related to the original course of study, but do they have a choice? And then there is also that of, the university gave me this course. So left for me, I wanted to study medicine. But the university offered me human kinetics, or the university offered me physiology, or the university offered me microbiology instead. And I said, you know what, instead of staying back at home and waiting for JAM to favor me and writing JAM again, I may as well just, go to the university and study this. But then again, people's reactions to some people's response when asked, what did you study? Or what are you studying? And you respond, and the next question becomes, so when you finish, as in when you graduate, where do you look forward to working, or what job opportunities are available for you in Nigeria? Maybe not in Nigeria. What if the person is studying this course outside Nigeria and wants to come back to Nigeria to practice? Or maybe the person is studying this course hoping that the person gets out of the country and, some way, somehow still practice. I also said that with artificial intelligence being embraced in other climes as the next big thing, one is supposed to think and plan futuristically. So here's the question again. Do you think that there are some courses in our Nigerian universities that have outlived their relevance in our society? Outlived meaning they're not as useful as they used to be, okay? Years before now, everybody will aspire to study this, but at this time, no. I can think of some courses that may never outlive their relevance. A course like medicine. Look at the strike, the ongoing strike by resident doctors and how it's affecting the health system. I mean, some of our reporters went to the University of Port Harcourt Teaching Hospital and asked some patients what the experience has been like since the doctors went on strike. So you can see how relevant they are. Okay, which other course can I think of? But I just highlighted one to you. Teachers. I'm not sure teachers will teachers lose their relevance? And it depends on what you study to teach. That is. So again, Do you think that there are some causes in Nigeria, our Nigeria tertiary institutions? Maybe I made a mistake using just universities. Tertiary institutions that have outlived their relevance in our society. Nigerian for good afternoon and welcome. Go ahead.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Can you hear me? Welcome.
Yeah, I can hear you. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
From
Mira, you're welcome. I'm tempted to ask because of the previous caller. Hope you've been listening long enough to understand the conversation.
You said?
I said I hope you have been listening long enough to understand the conversation.
Yes, I have.
All right, go ahead then.
I have, and I was hoping that maybe you would have mentioned some maybe courses that we would have looked into, maybe see the reality of things now, how technology has changed.
Okay.
But for me, I've been thinking of some courses, but I've not seen any course that I've outlived this usefulness. But maybe some topics in those courses. Okay. Because if you look at agriculture, maybe, I don't know, maybe microbiology, there are some courses, maybe topics that may be in some, even medicine, that maybe with the inception of technology, those topics might have outlived their usefulness. But for courses, I don't know. But I think there are topics, like in financial accounting, as a subject in the secondary school. There are topics that have outlived their usefulness. There is a topic like a bank reconciliation statement. Okay. I think it has outlived its usefulness. That topic and that subject should be ruled out.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. So she is saying not the causes themselves, but the topics. Back then in university, we used to have cause outline. So cause outline will spell out in this particular semester for this course. This is what we are looking at. Nigerian for good afternoon. Welcome and go ahead.
Yeah, good afternoon. Alex Ashe is my name.
Alex, you're welcome. Go ahead.
Yeah, I understand quite well what you're talking about.
Okay.
I think one of the courses is history.
History? Okay.
Yeah. Just recently that I think the Senate of Red, they came together again. Let us put history back. That subject has disappeared, or that course has disappeared for almost 20 years or more. So history is one. You don't see somebody say, come and teach my child history. But they can say, come on, solve math. Come and do this. But to say, even go to this school, whether private or public schools.
Okay. I particularly wasn't taught history in secondary school. I was taught social studies, and then I was taught government. And what's this other one I was taught again? But no, I wasn't taught history. So yeah, I think he's right. So people who go to study, there's a course called history in the university, I believe. But then again, you cannot outrightly say it's outlived. Is people that do not know their history. Hearing for good afternoon and welcome. Go ahead. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Didi.
Good afternoon to you.
Okay, I think it all depends on the person's passion and what to be committed. Before now, sometimes when you tell your parents you want to get into school, and you're calling the mention that Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, but I may have to let you go. We need to go on a commercial break now.
Okay.
So you may have to call back after the break. Please do bear with us.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
If you send me the location.
Alright, welcome back to the sunny side. I couldn't access the Telegram messages before now, however, I can. And Nobi on Yekachi KC on Telegram says, relevance of course of study in Nigeria, in as much as who you know plays a role in this country for getting a job. I think my advice to people would be to study any course that will give you a better opportunity of living this country. Medicine, electrical, refrigeration are good examples in this context. We have had it up to the neck. Imagine common bread is now food for the rich. Conversation. There's anyone understands it can go find life. Presently, I studied education, English option, which I don't know yet when I will go to classroom to teach students. But that's what is expected of me. However, my transfer of learning, I am utilizing many things learnt in school in what I'm practicing, which is fashion. Do I take my studies seriously? Yes, very seriously. Can I teach? Yes, I can. But taking files and waiting for government to employ me is not very cool for me. Thank you, from Michael. Ibanijo says, I studied finance and banking in the university, but that was not my initial choice of course to study. However, I agree with you that there are causes that have lost its relevance in the labor market. Tell me about it. Tell me, I would like to know. Nigerian folk, good afternoon and welcome. Go ahead.
Hello, Didi.
Hi, go ahead. Welcome.
This is Joai, calling from Aba.
Joai,
one of the courses I know is religious studies.
Religious studies, okay.
Yes. Because this course, as far as I know, those that go to Bible school or theological schools, they have taken over. Even some of the churches establish their own religious doctrines altogether. And secondly, the power of Holy Spirit, like Jesus Christ said, the Holy Spirit will teach you all things. So it's no more relevant in the society if Holy Spirit can teach you about God, about Jesus Christ, about other culture and beliefs of the system. So religious study is gone, and it should be gone because Holy Spirit has taken over. Thank you very much.
Wow. You said religious studies has gone because the Holy Spirit has taken over. You know, the Holy Spirit is supposed to teach you all things. So if the Holy Spirit is supposed to teach you all things, what is the relevance? What is the relevance? Alright, another one on Facebook says, James Namani, some people ignorantly learn causes not relevant to the environment. This sometimes forfeit them to secure jobs that can earn them a good living. James Namani from Okeani Aniyamangoze. Okay, from Enugu State. Nigerian fair, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, welcome back. Go ahead.
One of the courses I would not relevant things like
Fishery.
Yes, fishery. Then fishery and diplomatic studies. There's fishery of them.
Alright, thank you. Thank you so much. So we go on the news break, we come back, we try to round off this conversation. Please do note that you can continue to drop your messages on Facebook, Nigeria Info 92.3 PH, Twitter at Nigeria Info PH, and WhatsApp and Telegram 0809 030 6416. Up next, trending stories. Just stay tuned.